Okay, so round 2, our time attack here at Donington Park. I'm wearing my new flashing gash race suit. Now, the Micra's been a few alterations these last few days. Most notably, we've made some suspension changes. We're trying to solve this weird pulling issue. It hasn't pulled full power, so we've put some different gearbox oil in there. We've had it geoed once again. So we're also hoping these traction bars are going to solve it. So plan today is to just try and get around here in one piece. We're going to use the first session as a throwaway session to change some things in the car in the active pit lane as the session's going on, to try and diagnose whatever this issue is. So yeah, we're just about to go out for a first session. They've changed the timetable around today, so Ilya's actually out first. And yeah, next clip will be me on the circuit. Let's go. Oh, it feels good to be back in the editing suite, editing Time Attack vlogs. I have missed this. Anyway, here we are on the outlap, just out the pits, and straight away I can feel the car has not improved in the slightest. And let's just play this back over and over again, and you'll just sort of see how concerning the handling of this car is. So anyway, decide not to play with it any further. Straight into the pits now. We've got a game plan. We're thinking scrub radius might be the issue, so we're going to take the front wheels off, take out the 10mm spacers, wheels back on, and back out onto the circuit, just to get a sort of back-to-back comparison if the wheel spacers make a difference. So here we can see pit crew hard at work. McLaren, eat your heart out. Here you are, Dad, leave the impact gun. Ugga duggers, don't need a torque wrench here. And then we go back out to see if the wheel spacers have made the slightest bit of difference. Wave to me sports fans here, how you doing, mate? Love you a long time. And straight away here, coming out the pit lane, I can already feel there is a dramatic improvement of how the car handles. It's not perfect, but it's definitely more manageable and certainly a night and day difference. So a couple laps in, get a bit used to the car, and then we're just going to jump straight into the fastest lap of this session. And what a lap that was, bested my PB by 0.6 seconds. What a result. Decided to do a couple of cool down laps so we can get into the pits and inspect the car without getting it too hot, and then break it into T1. This happens.
Big up Toyota, big up Lotus. Oh, Eden Young now stopped out on track in the Nissan Micra.
it's good competition within all areas.
Okay, so that session, we experimented with a couple of things. So the radius rods, not sure if they're doing what I intended them to do. Obviously we changed the gear oil last night to something a bit more suitable, and I'm not sure if that's just a placebo effect, but it did feel different. But without a doubt, the biggest change came when I come back into pits. We took the wheel space off and we went back out. The change in how the car drove just by taking the wheel space out was dramatic. So that's telling me that we've got some sort of flex issue, and obviously the wider the wheels, the more leverage we've got on the wishbone components. But towards the end of that session, I was coming down the main straight on a third cool down lap, and just before turn 1, the car just shot me. And luckily I just pulled into the escape road there. The passenger side CV joint's dead. The CV boot is split, and the CV grooves absolutely everywhere, and the CV joint itself was completely bone dry. The paint on the drive shaft had also been tarnished by the heat. So I bought a spare CV joint, bought 2 spare CV joints, but only 1 spare CV boot. So I think what I need to do is I need to strategise. We've put it back together with some more suitable CV grease. I was using just the cheap shit that comes with CV joints when you buy them, but we put some more suitable Redline, high temp, Sith Molly CV grease in there. So I think what I'm going to have to do is strategise, is go do a push lap and maybe do at least 2 or 3 cool down laps before doing another push lap to get all the components cold enough. So next thing we have to tackle is cooling ducts underneath there, and then radius rods will probably actually make that job a bit easier. And we were going to put splitter tunnels in there as well, which should direct airflow into the wheel well area. But that's all stuff that we should be able to get to Donny. So we're just about to go out for the second session at Tack 1. I think we're currently 3rd in the standings. I was going to go do a push lap in that last one, but I told myself, no, it's practice, don't break the car, then the car broke. So let's go get the second session done.
And here we have Mr. Gizfab himself getting his helmet on, locking into place. Can't see bugger all, he's not got his glasses on. Woo woo! Good luck.
Thank you.
Bag up, Terry. What in reverse, Terry?
So, second session, and I just thought I would take the time to just give you a bit of information on the car. So, you'll probably just seen me there, that on the bottom left of the steering wheel there's a red trim knob, and I have just adjusted that. So, we are struggling with a bit of boost control on the car. I need to go in and revise the downpipe setup, hopefully in between rounds 3 and 4. So we've got the boost control, so the car won't make less than 9 psi of boost, and we have the option to raise that to 12 psi of boost. Now, with all of the handling issues that we are having, I would like less boost, and the only way that we can bring the power level down is to restrict how far the throttle body opens. Now, we are running a Bosch 74mm drive-by-wire throttle body. So what that trim knob does, it's got settings 1 to 10. So position 1, 10%, 2, 20%, 30, 40, 50%, and so on. So for the entire day, I am running the throttle restriction at 50%. So at no point throughout this video, even if my foot is to the floor, we are not opening the throttle more than 50%. A little bit of information there for you, but it just sort of gives you the idea of the potential of this car if we get it pointing in a straight line, being able to use all 447 horsepower.
Eden Young there in that Haltech Micra. Oh, lifting a wheel. Oh dear, what's happening there? Cocking one wheel, cocking the other wheel. You can see it flashing its tail lights for some reason. There was some kind of tail light related wiring situation this morning. And you can see that his headlights are on, which means that he's on a hot lap. But also his tail lights are flashing the cool down lap pattern. So, yep, some wiring things happening on that car. But Eden Young currently second in class, and you can see him really hustling that car around. I hesitated before saying anything because the way it was cocking one wheel and then flipping over and cocking the other wheel, I thought was perhaps looking a bit unsettled. But judging by how fast Eden is going in that Haltech Micra, it seems to be doing what he wants it to do, and he definitely wasn't pushing this hard at Cadwell with the strange handling issues that he was having. So interesting to hear how he might have cured that.
Straight away.
Yeah, if you're track it, it's going to be slide track like. It's still on the board.
What do you have to do? Leave it?
Take it.
What do you have to do? Leave it?
Free if you want.
I don't want to look at CV joint. Someone's knocked on this corner. We'll call it.
Yeah, don't fucking bother. Push it in.
Well, it's still on the board, he's still second in class, so.
Second session done, and what a lap that was. 1:16.5 I think it was. Absolutely sketchy as I can't believe I drove that thing to a 1:16 around that. That's 4 seconds off my PB, so we're definitely going in the right direction. Cut the session short after that 4 or 5 laps, knocking on that front corner, which kind of reminiscent of when the CV joint went in the first session. So we're just about to jack it up now, just make sure everything's okay underneath there, because we've only got one more CV joint. So about a minute per second, so 1:16 with a 2.5 second gap to third. So if we can keep that for today, I'm going to be mega with that. But the CV joint is an issue that I've actually got a solution for. Unfortunately, it's not a quick solution. It's going to take me some weeks to actually get all the bits in motion to actually get that done. So yeah, we're going to go check the CV joint now, and then we're going to go out for the second attack 2 session, 2 attack, whatever it is. Let's go see if we can go back to a 1:16 or a 1:17 would be nice. I just want the car to leave in one piece state would be the goal for today. So I don't think I explained it too well. In fact, I didn't at all. So that last session, I was worried that on that fast lap that I've just shown you, that I was in track limits coming out of Gerrard's. Now, they would usually disallow a lap time instantly, and after a cool down lap, the lap time still stood. So I was just a bit worried that lap was going to be disallowed, and that would have pretty much screwed us over that session. But the lap remained intact. Third session, let's go. And when it rains, it pours. Yeah, it's going to do it wet. It started to spit. It was forecast rain. It's not torrential rain. It's spitting. Everybody in. It's that fine rain that soaks you through. But more importantly, this is the first session with this car in the wet, getting its feet wet for the first time.
Come on, he got his damn feet wet now, shit, dog.
Now, it's not really a brag, but I'm pretty good when it's wet, or even when it's greasy. Don't know what it is, just when it's wet and greasy and you're slipping and sliding all over the goddamn track, I'm alright, I'm pretty good at it. So, I'm going to excel in this session. Mark my words.
1983 Escort at the top of pretty much every session he's taken part in, against much more modern machinery. Very, very cool indeed. Eden Young, looks like something's coming off his car there. There's maybe off the front bumper. It looked like one of the, oh no, that's I think they're just meant to be upright and wobbly like that. That front aero on the K11 Micra. T Motorsport with YGHP Honda Civic Type R. You see Eden Young in that 420 horsepower Haltech K11 Micra now makes its way. Oh, here we go. It's getting pretty soggy there. Mark Blackburn falls off the track in that two-tone Renault Clio. Jay Elliott there having to navigate his way around that. And I wonder if that's because of the track conditions. Eden there flashing his lights at something, I think for traffic to get out of his way, actually. So I get the impression then that Eden Young's pushing pretty hard. There we go. He goes faster than anyone in this session so far. Eden Young in the Haltech K11 Micra goes purple in sectors 1, 2, and 3 to put in a 122.2, the fastest lap time of anyone on track right now around this damp Donington National. Really impressive stuff there. He's going to be so happy with that, especially after the trials and tribulations so far. And you see, that's why he was flashing his lights, because he knows he's on a flyer. No, 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 get out the way, get out the way. I'm trying to do something, I'm trying to do something. And he's got, you know, traffic there in the way. So great stuff. That was a fun watch there. And of course, it all makes sense now.
What did I tell you? What an absolute flyer. But we ain't done yet, son. Let's get it.
Seconds ahead of anybody.
Let's park it.
Park it.
Park it.
Enough.
How much longer?
8 minutes.
Park it.
Now, you could say that was a bit naive, but it definitely was the right choice. P1 in session 3, fucking P1 in session 3, boy, with I think 2.2 seconds clear of second place. Absolutely mega drive that was. It was damp, not wet, it was damp, and I really love a damp and greasy track. Other than that, there's no real damage to report. I think we're just going to go check the CV joint in a second once the car's cooled down. I'm just hearing some knocking noise in this corner, so maybe it's the track rod that we put in on the traction bar is maybe rattling around. Maybe that's what I can hear. So we're going to go in and we're going to check the condition of the CV joint. Obviously, if it's blue, we know it's getting hot, and we've got one CV joint left. So we're going to go inspect that in a minute. We'll put some B-roll in now. obviously checking the CV joint, go back out to the full session, but I'm really happy with that. I mean, despite the greasy track, we're only 1 second off the 116 within the session before, so I'm really chuffed for that, really chuffed. I'm happy that the car is still not quite there, it's still a bit skittish, you can probably see in the video, but I'm really happy with how the car's performing today. Okay, so sit rep, we've killed another CV joint.
That's a third one today?
That's the second one today.
Well, the first one there was anyways.
I mean, this one, you can just see inside of it. I mean, this one we killed in the first section. You can just see how sort of like it's all tarnished and burned, and that's with proper CV grease. So these CV joints can't handle a pound. But we have a plan for that. Luckily, the boot's not split. We've got one more joint, and all we need to go do is go out and repeat.
Oh no, give us. Oh yeah, you know it. More lube.
So yeah, we've got one. CV
deeper, yeah.
On my OnlyFans.
Bang up, Tim. Put it reverse, Tim.
Okay, so the final session of the day, we just need to repeat what we've just done in the previous 2 sessions, and we'll be going home a happy boy. So here we are, we're just gonna lean into our first fastest lap of the session. Let's go. And unfortunately, the session is red flagged. You can probably just see the flags out of the left-hand window, and we're barely in the second lap. So we're already going to be losing some time due to this red flag. So the pressure's going to be on for the rest of the session.
Traffic there, and
23 cars on track. Oh, there's Dan Buckingham.
Dan Buckingham. Oh, Dan Buckingham's smoking.
And smoke coming out the front of the car.
That is interesting. I thought that looked like just a harmless spin.
So back into the pits we go, and as you can probably just see in the Garmin there, the session time at the moment is 5 minutes, and then by the time we get out of the pits, the session is reduced 8 minutes. So the pressure's certainly on now. Everyone is all bunched up from the pits due to the red flag. It's going to be extremely difficult to try and find a gap that we need in order to set the lap time we need to come away today happy. So my tactic is to hold back, just let everyone pass, let everyone go get bunched up in front of me. As you can see, now I'm doing a snail's pace here just to give me that gap, and then without further ado, we're just going to jump into the fastest lap of the session.
we see Eden coming through on 3 wheels as well. So again, so we're going to see what times Eden manages to turn in here. Just looking at timing screens will keep an eye out for Eden.
Yeah, he's not. Oh yeah, he's not put a time in yet.
No, he's not, but I've seen just turned the fastest sector 1. And so Mark Donnelly has turned the fastest time of the session with a 1:15. And I think now we've got just over 10 minutes left on the session, but obviously the track time kind of like reduced and stuff. We're going to see drivers going out there and really trying to push to get these times in. And then we see Eden, going across with a 1:15.66. So yeah, it really was on the flyer there.
Oh my goodness!
Taking the fastest time in the session there.
It's 1:15!
And as you can probably tell, I wasn't really that happy with that lap time. Now, the session's not over yet. You can see on the bottom of the Garmin there, we're 14.5 minutes into the session, so realistically we've got enough time for one more lap if we can get room. But just coming past the pit wall here, I can see Chapman has got his arm out the pit wall and he's got one finger held up. No, not the single finger salute, that's position 1, baby. So I decided to just keep it steady. We're in P1, but you can just see there, right in front, just coming to the right of the screen now, in the Escort, that's Mark Donnelly, and not realising Mark Donnelly had just hit me with a 15.1. And then coming around for the next lap, I can see Chapman once again has got his arm stuck out the pit wall, except this time he's got 2 fingers held up. So there we go, we're going to up the boost on the steering control as you've just seen there, and then we're going to attempt another fast lap to try and take the win from Mark Donnelly. But you can probably just sort of see it on the center of the screen now. There's oil on the circuit, and as I come through Coppice, the car just unsettles itself just there, and then there's a load of cars in the gravel, so that's not good news. But you can probably see on the camera now there's oil all the way from Coppice down into the braking for Gerrards, so the circuit is extremely dangerous at this point, and predictably the session is red flagged. Now, session time is 18 minutes at this point, so even if the session was green flagged and we got back out there, there'd be too much traffic, everyone would be bunched up, there'd be no room for a lap, and on top of that, you've got that oil all the way from Coppice, all the way into braking zone for Gerrards, 2 extremely important fast braking areas. So even if it was green flagged, it'd be extremely dangerous. So rather than just queue back up, ready to go back out, I just decide to call it a day.
And I think that's it for our provisional leaderboard. Just
What a fucking lap, though.
right.
I was like,
Attack, super attack for all of our classes, and that's it from.
CV joint instead. Session 4, new PB, 1:15. Yeah, 1:15.66 or 67, which is, I'm sure that's 4.5 seconds faster than the old cell. And then Chapman was on the pit lane going in position 2. I think he was in position 1 at one point, and they went position 2. And I thought, right, so then I turned the boost up a bit, and then it got red flagged. I knew straight away it wasn't worth going back out because someone's dropped oil all the way from the entrance to Coppice.
3 cars came off.
Yeah, 3 cars came off. All the way from Coppice to the pit lane. I think some Civic spilled its oil, so when it red flagged it the second time, there's no point staying out. It's right in the braking and cornering zone. So second place, but I'm happy with that because I fought hard for that. And Mark Donnelly, the sport he is, shows it, that tells me split difference is half a second. So maybe that extra boost might have got that, but we'll see at Brands Hatch in 3 weeks' time. Let's go get a trophy.
In second, it's Eden Young. And today's Classic and Retro winner, Mark Donnelly.
Bastard pipped me by half a second on that last lap. Mark Donnelly, what a driver, but we also improved our time by a whole second in our session. Saw the Garmin, did a 1:15, and you're probably seeing that clip just now. Scream the car down. I was hugely excited, but what an achievement this car has done this to date, really. Congrats on Mark on the win, well deserved. Knows that car inside and out. Turning 5 per second on that last lap, bastard. I was quite past the pit wall here, and Chapman had the one finger salute out, not that one, and there's like that meant first place. Cool down lap, come past second one, and he had 2 fingers out. Is that right? So I turned up the boost button on the steering wheel, and then it got red flagged. So I don't think I would have got half a second in that, but what a drive that was. Unfortunately, the camera memory card filled up on the Osmo, so got no nice footage. So you'll have to deal with DJI footage, the Garmin footage, which is garbage. But yeah, thank you very much to all my sponsors for making this happen. Paul West mapped a K20 Z4 out of an FN2 that was rolled into a ditch with 140,000 miles on it, low on compression on 2 cylinders, and then we've wanged 10 psi boost through it. And how that engine survived today after that beating I've given it just shows testament to how well the engine is tuned. And obviously, again, there's too many people to thank. Wanted there'll be social protection, whatever. But thank you to all sponsors. Without them, this car wouldn't have been what it is. And it's an incredible machine that we've built, version-free, spicy Micra, 447 horsepower. And I can't wait to progress this car a bit further. So the handling issue is still there. We're going to have to dive a bit deeper into that. I will probably do a second video on that, sort of going through what we think is happening, and what we're going to try and do to rectify it. But I think we've reached the limit of what a factory K11 chassis will take. So we've got some learning to do, and we've got 3 weeks to Brands Hatch, so we haven't really got time to do anything for them. The CV joints, we've killed 3 CV joints. That new CV joint we just put on for last session is dead. So we're going for a CV joint every session, which isn't ideal. So I've got an idea how we're going to solve the CV joint issue. And again, CV joints in the Micra are like that, so we need to run something bigger, and I've got cutting plans already in the works. That'll be a separate video. So thank you very much, and thanks for watching.